everybody, this is Dr. Harry. Today I wanted to talk to you about the new diet on the block, the SIRT diet, right? So what is the SIRT diet and why is everyone going crazy about this diet? Well, we know that the singer Adele has lost some weight on the SIRT diet, and if you watch Saturday Night Live, you saw that, and we're super excited for her if she's happy and she feels healthier and she looks fantastic. But what is the SIRT diet? Is it for you? Does it work? These are all questions that we may have. Well, the SIRT diet, I believe, was started in 2016 in Britain. And basically what this diet says is it talks about focusing on certain foods that act on proteins that are called sirtuins. Now, sirtuins have gotten a lot of news in the press lately because when we activate these particular genes that activate these proteins, then they have been shown in animal studies to have properties like anti-inflammatory and slowing the aging process. And this particular diet asserts that it actually may increase fat metabolism as well. So, does it? Well, let me give you a brief summary of what it's about without going into too much details and boring you. So the type of foods that it talks about that would activate these proteins are things like apples, blueberries, dark chocolate, olive oil, red wine. Sounds familiar? It should, because we've talked about these foods before being great foods in terms of getting your antioxidant and your polyphenols and just making a really balanced diet. And they're really very present in the Mediterranean way of eating, right? So what else is involved in this diet? Well, primarily it's in about two phases, and the first phase is where there's a dietary restriction of 1,000 calories, and then the second phase you increase that to about 1,500 calories, and then you go back to about 1,500 to 1,800 calories, depending, I would imagine, on your energy requirements. So, and during that 1,000 calorie period, you're primarily consuming some green juices with one meal. So here we have a combination. So we've got caloric restriction check. That has been shown to help us to lose weight, right? So is this diet in any way particularly different? Well, the plus points is that it talks about avoiding processed foods, etc., which is something that we've always talked about. But when we talk about diets, you know that, in my opinion, diets do not work. We need to develop a new relationship with foods. We need to be able to listen to our bodies and give it what it needs to flourish. And how we listen to our bodies is to see the way that certain foods make us feel. Now, do I agree with removing processed foods as much as possible, kind of minimizing them? Absolutely. Do I believe in nutrient-dense foods? Absolutely. Do I believe in eating brightly colored fruits and vegetables as part of your normal way of eating? Absolutely. So it's really about incorporating healthy foods into your diet, increasing your activities, paying attention to the way that foods make you feel. Do you have energy? Are you sleeping well? Does it promote aches and pains, or does it improve aches and pains? So bottom line is, most of research is telling us it's really important to include brightly colored fruits and vegetables into our diets as a way of eating, and to avoid processed foods as much as possible, and supporting reducing our saturated fats, increasing our vegetable consumption, monitoring our animal consumption, being sure that we are getting enough essential fatty acids in our fish and our nuts and fruits, etc., and really just monitoring and mindfully eating. And mindfully eating means that paying attention to when you're full, how you feel, really enjoying the food and the process, etc. So, does the SIRT diet work? There are no particular human studies. There are personal testimonies, of course, which are always important, but there is no particular research that particularly talks about this particular diet working. So when we do dietary restrictions, we tend to lose weight. The problem is, did it teach us to develop did it teach us to develop a better relationship with food so we don't go back to the way of eating that creating the issue that created poor health in the first place? So my answer to that is let's not pay too much attention to what diets are called and what the new one is about. I think definitely has positive traits, talks about including brightly fruits and vegetables, and those have been linked to things like better brain health and heart health, etc. But eating a balanced diet is really important as well. Ensuring adequate fiber is super important as well. If we tend to focus on juicing as a primary form of our diet, we may be missing the fibers that is contained in the whole fruit. So sometimes smoothies are better because you can kind of blend them all up together. So this is Dr. Harry. This is my take on this particular diet. If it works, if it helps you to develop a better relationship with food, great. If it helps you to incorporate more nutrient-dense foods into your way of eating, fantastic. If it helps you to feel better, great. Not everything works for everyone, and so it's important to remember that general rules of thumb. Avoid processed foods as much as you possible. Eat fresh as much as you possibly can. Include as many brightly colored vegetables as you can. And be sure to get your essential fatty acids and protein. Until next time, this is Dr. Harry. Bye-bye.